attention. Some of you would have seen her quite a lot on the news, on the televisions. I would like to welcome Judith Ish-Horowicz. Please welcome.
Thank you, Clemence, and thank you so much for inviting me to speak today, to share something that is so close to my heart, and to hear some fantastic speakers already who I feel we have a very much a joined-up thinking. This is what life should be about. We should be connected. This is about the social cohesion that we talk about, and this is about the care cohesion that we talk about. Listening to Dr. Livingston speaking and seeing how the introduction of the nursery into the care home and having that intergenerational mix has really impacted on the quality of the life of the residents there, as well as of the families that are involved. And also hearing Dr. Van Lund speak about those unmet needs, many of which are being met through those interactions, those intergenerational connections. So thank you, and I'm very delighted to share something that is, I think, brings joy to so many people's lives. But actually, one of the things that has struck me is very much their approach that this is a feel-good thing. It's a feel-good factor. It's not just a feel-good thing. There is so much more to intergenerational engagements. It actually can be transformative, but it has to be purposeful. It has to be meaningful. It's not shallow in any way. There are so many levels, so many, it's so deep. I'm sorry, I'll do my best, but when I get started on intergenerational, it's very hard to stop me. I'll try to keep to time, so forgive me if I do get a bit carried away. I wanted to start with an introduction. I hope. Please may I introduce you to Evie. This is little Evie. Evie's family are American. They had come to England because of work, but they didn't have any extended family in this country. And so when Evie and her family joined the nursery, they were absolutely delighted that we were having intergenerational engagements. Let me explain. This is Evie from my first nursery, the nursery I opened 30 years ago. And when I opened Apples and Honey back in 1991, one of the things that was important was that the children should have a full, holistic experience of life, that they wouldn't just be mixing with children of their own age, but that they should be mixing with all generations. And so, being a Jewish nursery, we looked for a Jewish care home to link with, and Nightingale House, being the only Jewish care home in South London, was the ideal fit for us. We were very lucky. It's a beautiful place with exceptional care and lovely grounds, and we were welcomed very warmly. And we used to start visiting originally just occasionally, and then this grew into a much more relationship-centered arrangement that we were partnered together. In fact, I can see here we have one of the engagement team, Jackie, who asked us especially to come in and do more creative things than just performing. So again, we were starting to create the team. So Evie came one day. We were in the activities hub, and she arrived a little bit late, and immediately sat down to this lady who was doing some artwork. They were very busy, and it was time to go home, and we went back to the nursery. And a week later, I get an envelope addressed to little Evie. So I gave this envelope to Mum, who opened it, and this is what it said. Dear Evie, I'm sending you a photo of me because I used to be called Evie. You are the nice young, I can't read it from here, little girl that I really enjoyed meeting you the other day, and I hope you will come and visit me again very soon. And there's a picture of Eve, and we hadn't realized that they had the same name. Not only that, they had the same surname. it was just, one of those moments. And it was an example of why, when I approached Nightingale House and asked them whether they would be happy for us to open and to actually borrow, I should say, one of the buildings in the grounds, we were welcomed with open arms. We were welcomed by Helen, who's the CEO, and by everybody there. It took a little time for us to get going, because always these things do with the building work. But there was a very beautiful, a very suitable, I'd say, bungalow in the grounds that was the maintenance department. They were doing all their work, and they very kindly moved to underground and handed over this bungalow to us that we could transform it and make it into a nursery, because we were thinking, why are we coming and then going? Why are we not here every day, building these relationships and actually creating that extended community, that extended family that we should all be part of? Doing something about the fact that we're living in a fragmented society where so many people are having to move for work, where people don't live in the extended family framework they're used to. We could actually create that for our children and for the residents and for their relatives and the care staff. So here you can see Eve